Well, former Salesforce Co-CEO Keith Block is taking his vast industry knowledge and bringing it to venture capital. Block, along with two other big names in software, have teamed up to launch Smith Point Capital, a buyout firm aimed at enterprise software startups. The new venture firm has some big name backers and is targeting up to $400 million for its first fund. Keith Block, former Salesforce Co-CEO, joins us now, along with Yahoo Finance's Sozzi. Great to have you on the show here. So this is a very interesting time to be launching, as we're still really sort of waiting to see all the full repercussions of SVB's fallout. Talk about why you're launching this fund now.
Well, first of all, thanks for having us on the call here today. Representing Smith Point, we're incredibly excited about launching this fund and the future of where the fund will go and the innovation that will help to drive in the industry. Look, as you suggest, it is a very interesting time. We spent a lot of time with these rising innovators, these young entrepreneurs who have incredible ideas. And what we're hearing is a very consistent theme, which is they've been flush with capital over the last 24 months. But what they haven't had is operational guidance and wisdom. And that is a key point. So if you think about what's happened over the last 24 months ago, they were told by their investors, by their board, by their backers, grow at all costs. And now what they're hearing from these same people is essentially cut everything. So there's a bit of a whipsaw effect. And what we're really hearing is we need guidance. We need operational wisdom. We need experience. We need networks. We need access to people. We really want to learn how to scale a company and build a really strong foundation for a company, for $1 billion company, a $5 billion company, a $10 billion company, et cetera. And that's where Smith Point really helps. We're in a position because we bring deep operating expertise, decades of experience and investment chops to help these people, just not on the financial muscle side, but also on how to grow these companies, how to build great companies, how to attract top talent. So that's why we launched Smith Point. Clearly, with what's happening in the market, the valuations are down, still coming down. There's an opportunity. So there's really never been a better time to invest in software, we believe, than right now. And this combination of timing, the crying out of these CEOs for help is a perfect time for us to launch into Smith Point.
Keith, Brian here. Good to see you. About an hour ago, we talked to one of your anchor investors. That was Bill McDermott, the CEO of ServiceNow. Take a listen to what he had to say about you.
Great.
I'm betting on Keith Block. And I think that Keith is a guy who understands our industry. He performed at extraordinarily high levels. He's represented some excellent brands, and he knows what he's doing. And he understands the power of the ServiceNow platform because he's worked for other companies in the industry. And if you ask him whose future is brightest, ServiceNow or any of the other large-scale participants, and I think you'll see that he's all in on ServiceNow. So it's a mutual belief. I believe in him, he believes in us, and together we're going to do very special things.
Keith, he went on to say that you might find ServiceNow in opportunities and maybe ServiceNow as a buyer of those companies. Is that how people should be thinking about it?
Well, first of all, I have enormous respect for Bill and what he's accomplished in his career, and certainly what he's done at ServiceNow. And congratulations to the ServiceNow team on another outstanding quarter. Look, at the end of the day, when you think about what's going on with digital transformation, we really believe that there are 4 core principles. It starts with data, and then you move on to process and workflow, and then you move into platforms, technology platforms that are extensible, and then intelligent actions. And what we love about what Bill's doing and what ServiceNow is doing is that they really are a market leader across those categories and continue to innovate. So it was a natural partnership for us to work with ServiceNow. We're excited to be working with them. Bill and I, of course, have known each other for years, have seen each other, collaborated with each other, and we're super excited. And of course, there's going to be a great exchange of ideas. There'll be a lot of collaboration between the firm and ServiceNow, access to talent, innovation, insight, thought leadership, et cetera. So it's a natural partnership. We're grateful to Bill and the team. And we couldn't be more excited to be working with ServiceNow as we think about driving digital transformation into the future.
Keith, in terms of talent, so I imagine you're going to stand up more people at your firm as you build this out. Bill has been very aggressive in building out his team really for the past 2 years, but that is not, I would say, the vibe right now in tech. There's been a lot of layoffs, including at your former employer, Salesforce. What is the impact to the tech industry from thousands of people being let go?
Well, look, it's a difficult time. This is not the first time that we've seen this, right? We've been through these cycles before, and we just have to make smart, intelligent decisions and understand that there is a future. This is not the end of technology, as some people have suggested. And the companies that will survive will have great leadership, great culture, a very big focus on innovation, and they will be well-run, strong operating discipline, which is where Smith Point comes into play. And look, it's just a difficult time. What we're seeing, though, is companies making massive layoffs, private companies, public companies. And, honestly, the degree of prioritization and planning around this may not be what it should be. So, for example, companies should be thinking about strategy and priorities. For example, should you really be cutting innovation because innovation is all about the future? Now, I understand with innovation, sometimes you have projects that fail, but there should be a priority on innovation. Should be thinking about growth. You should be thinking about growth with operating discipline. But, quite frankly, if you lay people off, in 6 to 9 months, you're probably going to regret this, taking apart that infrastructure that allowed you to build these companies. So I think people just need to be really, really smart. And credit to Bill and ServiceNow, because they're thriving in this environment. They clearly are executing on all those principles that I just laid out. So look, people can get through this. We will get through this. The market will rebound, but let's just make some smart decisions here.
And Keith, obviously, we did see people switch to different jobs at that point, so they weren't all just sort of laid off and not finding anything. But then as you look at what the next catalyst is going to be for big tech then and software, especially when you factor in technologies like AI, where do you see the next phase of tech heading?
Well, what's really interesting about this, and it's a great question, is that, we're in the midst of a giant digital transformation we've been talking about for over a decade with this movement to the cloud, whether it's infrastructure movement or applications movement and new applications being built. We're not even done with this phase. And here comes another wave of digital transformation called artificial intelligence. So we have to digest all the technology that we have today. There's clearly opportunity to grow and thrive in companies to embrace digital transformation. Software is not going away. Innovation isn't going away. Technology is not going away. And we also have to understand this coming wave of AI. I think it's an amazing technology. I don't think it's well understood. I think there's an opportunity here. There's a lot of fear and uncertainty about AI and AI applications. There's many aspects of AI. And, I think this is something that education is important. I think partnership between the public and private sector is important. There's some bad actors out there. All of this is going to be based on data. There's a lot of opportunity. There's a lot of great things that can come. I think we just need to stay calm, stay focused, be thoughtful, and rely on leadership, both in the private and public sector, to help us go through this next wave.
And as you mentioned, the innovation is certainly not slowing down, despite some of the concerns out there. A big thank you to Keith Block, former Salesforce Co-CEO, alongside Yahoo Finance's executive editor, Brian Sozzi. Thank you both.